Here we are at the Pure Propaganda production breakdown. We have 16 tracks. I'm going to go through each and every one of them. First of all, let's meet all this and just go for the guitars. These are fake guitars. These are fake metal guitars. There's no real settings on this. There's no real sort of filters. It's just the guitar itself. This bridge part, I believe, is just single strums. This is why it's all the way up there. It's like a new strumming pattern I had to manually add in. And underlying the guitar, we've just got this very simple bass guitar. Next we go on to the drums. Now these are all samples. For the chorus, and then for the verse, I think a little bit more calmer. Still got that sort of like rock sound, but just a little bit slower. Pre-chorus, I go over something that's much slower. I think that's meant to be done for like proper metal breakdowns, but I thought it actually works quite well in this. Now, if you put all that together, it sounds like this. The drums sort of stay out the way a bit, but like, it's still there as like a driving force, it's just not in the way. The bridge, I literally just don't have any drums in there at all. Took them away completely. I'd say the last part of the drums, it's not really drums, it's just me with literal drumsticks that I had and just sort of knocking them together for the intro.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
That I had a bunch of effects and distortion on, but it is literally, I got 2 drumsticks and just hit them together. At the beginning of the song, we also have this little bit. I'd say one of the highlights of this song are the spoken word bits. These were given to me by Lara Bartel and Garth from Cold Strike. You may know them for their contributions to Blaseball band The Garages. Editor's note, Blaseball was a baseball-themed horror browser game that ran from 2020 to 2023. I'm saying it with an American accent because it's Seattle Garages, so it feels weird to call them the Garages. It just doesn't have the same ring to it, you know? These clips right here, these were recorded by Lara Bartel, and these clips were done by Garth. Let's look at Lara's clips.
We asked 100 single women their favorite brand of licorice. Number 29 will amaze you. Could cryptocurrency solve global warming? Join us at 5 to find out. Chinese plane spotted flying over China. Could this mean nuclear war? Souls of the Damned found in Halloween candy? How to protect your children from wayward spirits?
Okay, this one didn't end up in the actual song. I do quite like it though.
Could NFTs be the secret to protecting your family from critical race theory?
Then I don't remember which one this was.
They hit the fucking Pentagon!
Okay, yeah, no, I remember this one. For Garth, we have so much.
Coming up right after these messages, is Elmo the newest victim of cancel culture?
Ladies, do you feel dirty down there? Good.
One benefit of inflation? People work a little harder.
If you're a non-binary trendsetter like me, you know defending your identity is as empowering as it gets. That's why I'm partnering with Lockheed Martin, because my pronouns are more than an attack helicopter. They're the future.
That's such a good one. I mean, how they came up with that, I really don't know, because that's just excellent. Republican. I think this is the Musk one.
And Elon Musk's 42nd child, Xavier XOXO War Crimes Musk, is currently leading the polls for Republican candidate.
All the synergies get played, but the only one that's audible is this last one.
Synergy. 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 Synergy.
Only that last one really shines through.
Better keep up on fashion trends, ladies, because artificial intelligence is the new pink. And after weeks of debate, Congress has finally declared trees unconstitutional. And of course, I'm not saying I agree with his politics, but he is saying what everyone's thinking.
Now we're going into the verse, so I might as well just show you what the vocals are doing. To start off with, it's literally just one main vocal and one lower harmony. So on their own, main vocals sound like this.
Another day, another walk, I'm turning children into snow.
And if you add the harmony back in, just adds a little bit extra weight.
Another day, another walk, I'm turning children into snow.
But here we get the vocal doubles starting as well. I've got one left and one right. They're great for just widening out a sound. I do this trick on pretty much everything I record. I'll play just the side vocals so you can hear how that sounds.
Tell you what our sponsors really want you to believe.
And here's it all together.
Tell you what our sponsors really want you to believe.
I realise I haven't actually told you about my vocal chain. There's not much. We start with a little filter. Vocal tones start at like 100 hertz.
So between 20 hertz and 80 to around 100 hertz is typically where you will find there's not really a lot going on in terms of your vocal.
Anything below that's just going to be room noise, so I just add that little EQ just to cut out some of the room tone. I wasn't clever when making this album. I didn't think to record in a space that's good for recording. I recorded it here. I recorded it at this very desk. So there's a lot of room noise because it's literally just my room. I've got voice denoise. This one particularly just helps remove any noise outside of vocal tone. I also have breath control. This literally just takes away the breaths for me. It means I don't have to like search through and find all the times I breathe because that's really annoying. The chorus, we've kind of gone through everything on the chorus. I will just focus on this little bit where I heavily auto-tune and pitch up the vocals. For this little bit here, I basically have auto-tune on the highest setting and the vocals pitched up an octave to create this sort of hyper-pop effect. I can just take all of these off and you can hear how it sounds normally.
It's us your propaganda.
Now with auto-tune,
It's us your propaganda.
and then with the vocals pitched up,
It's us your propaganda.
this bit's very much like the first. There's no new production tricks. The one interesting thing, I guess, is because the line sort of overruns with the actual chorus. I only have 16 tracks on my version of Ableton, so I had to put it here and really awkwardly clump it together. If I played this track on its own, it sounds like nothing.
Shine.
But as soon as I add this, you'll hear what it's actually doing.
Keep you all in love.
Instead of having one over the other, I just do that little trick, and that saves some space. Now, here we are at the bridge. Oh, we have this bonus sample. This was part of the challenge when I was making this. See, I originally made this song as part of Fourth Strike's Song Jam 2023. We had to include one of two bonus samples. One was a horn sample, though I did try to fit in somewhere, but I just couldn't. The second one was much more easy, it's just like a drone sound. So I basically just slotted that in here. I had this great loop I found. It's just so atmospheric. So on top of that, I added just this choir. I believe this is just like an ARP. Editor here again. ARP, short for arpeggio, is a type of chord where the notes are played separately in order. And then on top of this, I don't know what these bits are. Oh, they just for the second half of the bridge, I must have added like synth keys. I didn't realise I added that. The only other extra bit is the vocals for this section, obviously pitched up and heavily auto-tuned, but also I decided to also put like quite a bit of echo onto it. It just goes back into the final two choruses. First chorus basically sound the same. For the second chorus, I try and really build things up to the end. So choir comes back, and that little like ARP starts building and building, as well as the hi-hats. And of course here, it doesn't start pitching down. Obviously in the single and album version, it does. As part of an album, I wanted to transition to the next song, which is Last Generation. Let's go.
It's not the end of the world. There's always tomorrow.
Here we are. This time we're going for Last Generation. Again, we have 16 tracks. There are some minimal songs here. This is not one of them. This has a lot. Just right from the beginning, we have this looping bass sound. I just found this online. On top of it, we have Adams and Fleisner's Pulsar City Alarm. You will have heard this in so many songs.
Taste blunts, I get way too deadly once you let me do the E. I've been dodging death in the 6-speed. Standing up.
It just adds to the whole vibe of the song. I can show you this bit. This bit I'm so proud of. You'll notice these sounds just throughout the whole piece. is literally just recordings of me. Hold on, let's see if I can just take off all of this and you can hear. Then you pitch it up an octave. Auto-tune. Decapitator, which is just like full distortion. And then more distortion. Use Ableton's Redux effect to artificially reduce the bitrate of the audio. And you get this, you get this really cool sound. Like, it sounds almost like a synth, but it's not, it's literally just my voice. Pretty soon after, we get this drum coming in. It's a sampled drum, and it plays pretty much throughout the rest of the track. And we have, I'm giving the game away here, underscores you don't even know who I am sample source. This is a clip from Dance Dance Revolution. I am using it because underscores used it.
Everybody has bad days. Don't worry. It's not the end of the world. There's always tomorrow.
It just fits so perfectly.
It's not the end of the world, there's always tomorrow.
When we get into the actual verse, again, like the previous track, it's just a main vocal and a lower harmony.
I always thought we'd end up crushed under a meteor strike.
Obviously, a lot more auto-tune. With the same audio effects I put on my own voice, I added some maybe recognizable sounds. You'll hear this lighter. I took this off, and I took this off. You can hear that's lighter. We have the anime wow sound effect, which usually would sound like this. But in this song, it sounds like this. And that signals in this synth here. Got this Super Mario coin sound that comes in. You can't hear it's that, but again, if I just... Then once we get to the pre-chorus, the drums change, so I add some reverb and cut it up a bit. Here I got the Taco Bell bong.
Think outside the bun.
Oh, here I actually have left and right vocals.
This town better lock your door.
I don't know what this is from, but I've got this little clip here.
Better, man. You're edgy and cool.
I literally have no idea what this is from, but I thought it fit with this line about 1984. It's like, I was very intentional in making that line as corny as possible. I mean, it's literally 1984. Next we get to the chorus, and oh my god, there's a lot. So everything comes into play. To add to the drums, I've got this little drum loop. I add synth strings. I've got this very heavily sidechained string loop as well. Editor's note, sidechain is where you duck the audio level of a track whenever the drum hits, to give the drums more presence. Which sounds weird with that, but once you put these drums over it, it works much better. Got these vocals, which are heavily sidechained. That was like my main idea was, oh, if I just have this repeating phrase and I just sidechain it, it'll sound so cool. I can put other bits on top of each other.
We're the last generation again and again and again and again.
That was kind of inspired by Von Dutch by Charlie XCX. I think it was Micro Shift I added to make it sound like way wider. And that's something that Charlie XCX does in a song Von Dutch. On top of this, I have main vocal and two doubles.
Feels like this could be the end.
You may have noticed that I had the siren again, which says Simon singing lullabies.
Simon singing all of the bird, but it's gotta get.
I had to auto-tune that to get us the right note. Here's where codec comes in. Codec compresses everything, so it just sounds like the whole thing is just degrading.
We're the last generation.
For this post-chorus, I added like a whole bunch of vocal clips. First of all, using the same effects of this, I also added me singing. I have this clip, which is a little vocal clip someone posted online, where they just say, "He meddled with things men should leave alone." That clip gets repeated quite a lot throughout this whole EP.
Things men should leave alone. He meddled in things men. He meddled in.
In the main vocal clips of this segment, are this.
You're never gonna survive.
Are you ready?
In this second verse, things are mostly the same. Again, vocal and lower harmony. The tune's different, but like it's still same setup.
You go and vote, I'd rather stay at home and keep my pride.
Heavily compressed, you have some vocals you won't recognize yet. Let's just take things off for now. So they just like snuck in here. Second chorus stays pretty much the same. You've got this guitar with the main vocals. You have this little extra harmony as well.
Feels like this could be the end.
When you get into the bridge, this is the string section without any sidechain on. I've got this chant, which is literally just lots of versions of me speaking at once.
Stop wasting time. Get up and do it. Stop wasting time. Get up and do it.
That's the voice of reason here, really. That's the real message I'm trying to get with this song. You can see the little, like, at the end we've got, where I sort of chop it up a bit, right up to the chorus.
I'm waiting on a way.
Oh yeah, you get the almond break right here. I don't know if many people recognize this as in the song, but it's there. Let's go on to the final chorus whilst we're here. There's an extra harmony on this bit.
We're the last generation again.
Oh, you can hear me struggle to hit that note. I really should have re-recorded that, because I can sing. I just didn't feel like doing any of the prep work. The only other extra bit is I did this little bit to the drums of the chorus. This is just like a loop that Ableton gives you. That is everything.
I wish Apollo would let me out of the flame.
Here's the project file for Apollo. This only has 15 tracks rather than 16, so we're improving. Generally, how I managed to get to 15, I don't know, because like it doesn't sound as full as the last two songs, but there's a lot going on here. First of all, what I have to show you is the sample I used. This entire song was based on a sample. Originally it was based on a Cocteau Twin sample, but I was like, there's no way I'm going to get around that. So I looked at some music I had, and as part of Fourth Strike Song Jam 2022, I, with the help of Glittershot Sunset and Sci-Fi Boyfriend, created this song.
And I'm so worn out from always having to be so guarded.
Well, it was more Glittershot Sunset made the song, and I put a verse on it, and Sci-Fi Boyfriend did some guitar for it. But I basically went, oh, I could just sample that. So I did, I asked their permission, they were all cool with it. So yeah, that's what this sound is. When I got to the bridge, I literally just stole the bridge they made.
You know, when you've been fighting for years and years, you start to feel tired. With a bone-deep ache of ages that's passed you by, and you're mad that you're tired. You just want to lie down, but you can't. You have to survive. Because it's hard to forget every injustice you felt that you wear on your skin like a belt to the face.
Just pitched up a bit. Aside from that sample, you got this ARP I added, just to, like, give it some movement. You got main vocal.
I have this habit of trying to be everyone's hero.
You see how it has, like, little glitchy vocal effects? You can do that by chopping up the vocal, pitching it up, and then, like, placing it randomly in the background. Got just very simple bass. Fairly simple drums. When we go to the pre-chorus, I just cut out pretty much all of the instrumental, apart from the bass.
As the bricks get tumbling.
In the chorus, I have some extra vocals.
Seen this before, I know how it ends.
It's just a main vocal, 2 doubles, and a lower harmony. Obviously, at the end, I have this little synth bit. And I've also got this little vocal bit. This is a trick I learned in a production breakdown done by the person who produced Move Me by Charlie XCX. I remember him saying he had all these synths hidden under vocals. If there's like a specific melody you quite like, and just underlay it with a little synth just to boost it a bit.
Oh, here's a good example on the double time vocal. Guess what's behind it? That's right, it's a synth, hiding synths in vocals. Primo example.
The second verse is very similar to the first. I will mention what these are. This is what's known as reverse reverb. I've been using reverse reverb since I started making music. I'll just play it with the vocal and you'll get it.
An ocean away.
You take the first little clip of your vocal, put on high reverb, and then reverse that reverb. In fact, I use this technique a lot in the bridge.
Thank God I'm finally getting taller.
It just like gives a nice bed for everything, you know?
Another inch. I feel my clothes are getting smaller. Can't wait to know when I'll be wrong again.
We'll get into the final chorus in a bit. I will point out I changed a little bit of the drums. I basically took out all of the hi-hats completely. For the last chorus, the only real change I made is I added vocoded harmonies. These are literally the chords of the song I added back in with vocoders.
But I've seen this before, and I know how it ends. I forfeit my turn, no more of these games. I wanted to stop, but it's out of my hands. I wish you'd pull up and let me out.
I think this makes it a lot fuller without having to use any more tracks because I'm already using a ton. That's literally everything I need to talk about this song. Like I said, there's not a lot to it. There's just, for some reason, a ton of tracks. I don't think I was being economical with the number of tracks I used, but there we are. Here we are on How to Feel. This one only has 14 tracks. We are slowly but surely going down. We'll be going up fairly soon and we won't go down again, so enjoy this while it lasts. I start the song by introducing this guitar loop I found. On top of that, I just add, I believe this is the reverse reverb again, and also some audio clip of a party. First song of this album, I don't put verse harmonies in. I just felt like I didn't need it, you know? The vocals, there's not a lot to it. Got slight slap, that's for that, like, 60s Beatles effect.
I used to cry at everything, like when it turns to spring.
It's very light, but it's there. Underneath the vocals and the guitar, I have this drum loop I found on Loopman. I mean, a lot of the stuff on there is not really very useful, but like, if you spend a while searching for gems, you can find so much good stuff there. Here's the drum loop. This literally has some equalizers on and some decrackle. The original loop has some vinyl crackling on it, so I just removed that. I have a lo-fi effect. That's on there. I just think it gives a nice texture. Got a very simple bass. Once we go into the actual chorus, I've got some strings. Oh, those strings are like whatever this side. It's like a sidechain pad. Whatever this sample is, I don't know where I found it, but it sounds cool. And we got the drums, which is just some hi-hats. And the amen break. You know it. You know this drum beat. When we've got the actual chorus, it's just main vocal and 2 doubles.
I can't believe that I believed.
I spent so long painstakingly moving all of these bits to make sure it lines up perfectly with the main vocal. I spent so long just tightening those doubles. Once we go past the chorus, we get this like little post-chorus bit. It's just very stripped down, but I do add the first little hint of what's kind of been like the producer tag for this album, I guess. This comes in very heavily into the bridge. Second verse, exactly like the first one. Obviously, the melody's a bit different.
Used to cover songs that others had wrote. Now most of the songs that I sing are my own.
For the second chorus, I add a little harmony.
I can't believe that I believed I'd have it all figured out at 23.
Now we get to the bridge, which has an entirely new guitar loop. And probably the second most recognisable drum beat in the song, the think break.
Let it go, get low. I just can't hold back and forth, cause I'm the girl with soul.
It's here. And that's basically the instrumental. We've got some fun little vocal stuff going on. Got, the main vocal.
I lied to you right from the start.
Let's talk about these little harmonies. They keep on swapping ears.
I lied to you right from the start. Oh, I lied to anyone to make me feel smart.
And I've got some little vocal samples.
What? Yeah.
Go. Originally I was going to go straight into the main chorus, but I remember something I got told, which is if you want a last chorus to really feel big, you've got to make the bit just before that last chorus feel really small, so then it just opens up again.
Doesn't know how he feels. I can't believe that I believed.
I think that is everything I need to talk about, though. Yeah, let's go.
Don't let the papers get you down.
We're at the papers now, and we are back to 16 tracks. I told you it wasn't going to last long. The intro is actually fairly simple overall. You've got this sort of EQ'd piano. Some MIDI strings. And yeah, then you've got the vocals.
Don't let the papers get
That's
you
EQ'd.
down.
It's like that radio effect, you know? We've got AGML2. I'm shocked we haven't had this preset more. I use this preset a lot. It's a MIDI guitar that was created by Ample. It sounds so good. I mean, that sounds like someone playing guitar. On top of that, we've got this little drum beat. It's fairly simple. No real effects, just the drums. I've got this stuttery synth that I found. Why do you have so much? Apparently this stuttery synth has a ton of effects on it. I don't know why. That you can't really hear in the overall piece, but it just adds a little extra something, you know? If you want to pick up on it, you can. Got main vocal.
5 p.m. when they land on the beach.
Nothing much to it. A de-esser, compressor, saturator.
Alive.
Once we get into the pre-chorus, we take away the piano, so the instrumentals come that. I add this little auto-tuned vocal thing. This is a nod to where the whole inspiration of the song came from. I saw a concert by Eddie Reader, and I loved her cover of Gringo the Rashizo. The intro to that is sort of a similar tune to what I was doing here. That's kind of where the whole song began, was that concert, so that's a little nod to that. When we get to the actual chorus, you get everything. You get guitar, piano, bass, some strings. The fact that I have like two choruses in a way, and the second chorus changes the actual chords, that is directly inspired by Sidelined by The Garages, specifically House Phone. I just think that song is so good. With this, I also had like just a little melody on the guitar, again with AGML2. The drums are basically the same as they were for the first. Some hi-hats in them. For vocals, I just got main and two doubles.
Don't let the papers get you down.
Oh, you can hear here. For some reason, I say sure in like a ridiculous American accent. I don't know why.
Don't believe the lies and the corruption. Swim to shore, you'll live another day.
I say sure. Very strange. I don't know what happened there. I think I was possessed. Oh, and I almost forgot another little sample I've got, which I added in right in the background, so you can't really hear it, but like I think it adds just like a little extra fun production quirk into the chorus. Is this? Yeah, you can't really hear it, but it's there. Second verse is very similar to first verse.
We're made to feel like being truthful makes us wrong.
Oh yeah, this originally overlapped a lot more closely. I've changed the second verse so many times when writing it, it's actually ridiculous. Also, this, for some reason, is like really annoying to sing. I don't know why. Like, it's not a particularly impressive note.
But progress is always an uphill battle.
See, that doesn't sound too bad, but every time I try and sing it, it just wouldn't come across in the way I wanted it to. Second chorus is very similar to the first, apart from the fact that we now have some vocoder.
Don't let the papers get you down.
Next, we get into the bridge. We've got the guitar here. Drums are fairly simple, they just build up. So we start off like this. Then we move on to a little bit more complex. Then we go... And then it goes sort of a bit nutso. Especially when you got this little bit at the end. I'll go with what I think is the standout for this section. The building up of the vocal harmony.
When you're sinking fast into the ocean, lungs are filling, drowning in emotion. Break the dam and swim in the destruction. Don't believe the lies and the corruption. When you're sinking fast into the ocean, lungs are filling, drowning in emotion. Break the dam and swim in the destruction. Don't believe the lies and the corruption. When you're sinking fast into the ocean, lungs are filling, drowning in emotion. Break the dam and swim in the destruction. Don't believe the lies and the corruption. When you're sinking fast into the ocean, lungs are filling, drowning in emotion. Break the dam and swim in the destruction. Don't believe the lies and the corruption.
I still think that really holds up, because that was recorded so long ago. This was like one of the first bits of the song recorded. God, this must have been recorded late 2022. Not as happy with this line. My vocal take, I think, could have been better. But like overall, I think it just really stands out as a highlight. Because this was one of the first parts I'd made. I know I'd sort of come up with a chorus, and then come up with this sort of bridge, which is kind of the chorus. And I'd got this as the ending. But I also had two more choruses in between this bridge and this ending. And it just got so repetitive that I ended up being like, you know what? I just need to cut this out and just have this build up to nothing. It kind of works better if it's just like a fake out. Got piano. Very simple. That's just the piano that we've been having all the time. That little synth I've got is literally just the bass, but higher up. This guitar was done all by me, and you can hear just how unskilled I am with guitar at the moment. I haven't put in the effort to learn it really. You can hear there's sort of notes where I'm not supposed to be, because when I'm changing chords I accidentally brush against another string. And they're just me breathing. That guitar bit was recorded once, and only once. I never actually re-recorded it. I didn't think it was worth it. The vocals I re-recorded fairly recently, so they sound a lot better.
Don't let the papers get you down.
That bit I wanted to sound a bit more natural, so there's no auto-tune on here. There is still pitch correction though, so if I take that off, it sounds like this.
Don't let the papers get you down. They don't speak for anyone. To prove it, look around.
If I'd recorded it multiple times, I could have probably got to a point where this was all in tune without needing pitch correction, but pitch correction was just the easiest option. And again, I wasn't doing warm-ups because I am an idiot, so whoopsie. And I was recording sitting down, which also, I know these aren't great technique. Don't do what I did. If you're recording vocals, stand up and do vocal exercises. They are useful. Anyway, let's move on to our final song.
Now it's me, the sun, and the moon.
Finally, we're on our last song of the album, Me, the Sun, and the Moon. This song is very sample-based. You can start with the guitars, which is basically all samples. The main bit of the guitar is just this. Got this nice little drum loop. I just think it sounds so cool. It's got these kind of dubsteppy growls to it. I don't know how best to describe it, but it just sounds so cool. Very simple bass. And then we've got vocals. Start off the song with some vocal glitching.
I've always been good at keeping it in.
In fact, these vocal glitches also have the high pop sample laid over it. You hear a lot of that in this song. This vocal doesn't have a high harmony, it just has these little ad-libs, I guess.
Always been good at keeping it in, even from myself. In a horror film, I'm the one that got bitten and just hurt everyone else.
If we're talking sound effects, got this little sound monster.
Horror film, I'm the one that got bitten and just hurt everyone else.
And I have a Discord sound.
There's only one of you.
Then we get into pre-chorus where I cut up the drums a bit. We get this bit, which is almost like a fast rapping bit. Got a few more ad-libs.
I can never tell it cause I know you don't feel the same. Man, if I were you, I wouldn't even look in my face. So yeah, if I see a couple cracks in the mirror, I'm cracking up. Cause if I turn it to a joke, I don't have to patch it up.
We've also got some more sound effects. You can hear here, I got sound of window breaking. I got this little sound effect for hanging up on a phone.
Damn, then why do you still call me up? I know you don't like me.
There's not much else to talk about with this pre-chorus, so we can go on to the main chorus. With the drums, I have this little hi-hat thing. Got these nice fake violins. For vocals, I've got main, two doubles, and higher vocal.
I won't confront the truth.
Whilst we're here, we can get to the cool bit, which is the guitar.
Now it's me, the sun, and the moon.
And then you see how long it takes it for the guitar to fade away. That's why I have to have this little bit here with all of this, and that's where the use of this little bit comes in. So I realised the guitar is the big bit, right? That's the big sort of moment of the chorus. So having this sort of post-chorus, there needs to be something there to keep the audience engaged. There needs to be some reason as to why I've made you wait for this, rather than just sending you right to the second verse. So I add this little bit here, just like some ear candy, and that gets sort of incorporated later on, but that's really where they started. I added it to solve a problem I created. There seems to be something weird going on with the guitar here. I want to see if I can figure it out. Oh yeah, this makes more sense when you hear it with the vocals.
Cut you out like caffeine, cause you're making my heart beat fast. Now you're laughing, cause I thought I was smart.
Also in the verse, I had this sort of like hype-hop thing of not quite finishing the word and just having it glitch out.
The words that you said.
This was definitely me trying to make a hyperpop song. I don't know if it truly fits into the category of hyperpop, but it's the closest I can make. So to create this vocal effect of glitching out, go for the main vocal.
Words that you said.
That's just like cutting things out. Same here.
Words that you said.
Except I have Decapitator. That's the distortion effect that I just have rising. To add a proper rising sound, I add these two. And also, just for fun, I add this. Altogether, the whole effect sounds like this.
All the words that you said.
Yeah, we got whatever this pre-chorus is, which I added. Because when I was trying to make the second verse, because I was struggling with that, I just kind of thought, I just want to add this bit because it sounds kind of catchy.
Baby, all I want is to be your only friend, your only confidant.
I kind of added this because I thought of the confidant, and I was like, that is a bar. I need this in my song. But this whole thing of leading into, oh, you want that, and then having this little hype pop sample, I was going to use this in a proper concept album-y way. I was going to have that be a sort of representation of a crush, because it's quite fluttery and it feels like a crush, right? It feels like puppy love, you know? This never ended up coming into fruition. I instead made this. When I get to the next chorus, vocals are the same, apart from I got a new harmony.
I won't confront the truth.
Oh, hold on, there's some vocal clips I forgot to mention. We heard Bounce. We heard the Bounce vocal clip.
Bounce!
What is this? When was this added? You literally can't hear it. I don't know why I added that. Ooh, then we get into the fun bit of the song. Well, I made, again, the decision to cut off just everything before going into, like... So let's go over what's going on here. Overall, the instrumentation is exactly the same as it was, apart from this little pop sample. I also add DJ Mustard's Hey Chance. As part of the vocals, I added some extra samples as ad-libs.
So thank you, Apollo, for giving me a gift. But I don't need to see the future, I already know what it is. Everyone knows, cause it's written in the script, that I will mess up all of my relationships. I'm a loaded gun hanging on the wall. I'm the end of the island, bitch. I'm the bomb underneath the table, and they're all waiting for Act 3.
We then go properly into the calmest section.
There's three things that never stayed: the sun and the moon and the truth.
Drums,
Can't believe it took me
bass
over
and that guitar.
7,000 suns and moons.
Before I go just fully into it with the
Now it's
guitars.
me, the sun and the moon.
And now it's quite empty, so I add in just everything. So the main two vocals are actually just that. And then underneath, I use every other vocal track I have to do the actual lyrics.
I won't confront the truth. Never see the sun. Never see the sun.
And then at the end, I kind of bring it all back down again. And I like slow it down. That is the final song, and that concludes our production breakdown of this album.